Welcome to the Bliss Movement, a podcast for big-hearted, driven women daring to be great who know that this starts by pouring love into themselves first. I'm Dr. Fee. I'm passionate about helping women to stop tuning out and burning out, but to tune within, reconnect with your heart, feel lit up, follow your bliss, and live life on your terms. So, get ready to expand your life beyond what you thought was possible when it comes to healing, wealth, love, purpose, and leadership. I decided to take the leap, and it wasn't that my life wasn't good. I was an integrative medical doctor running my own mixed medical and naturopathy business. I had the most amazing team. My patients were engaged, they were motivated, they were grateful for my support. I had work-life balance. I was working 20 hours a week, being able to pour love into my family at the same time having meaning and purpose in my career. It was great. But there was an inkling in my heart for more freedom, more impact, more income. I had outgrown my role as a GP. I really desired to talk about healing concepts and the metaphysical, spiritual, esoteric, outside the box type thinking conversations. I wanted to truly take what I had experienced in my own life and witnessed in my patients' lives and the changes that they were experiencing and impact more people. And I knew that, there's important elements when it comes to healing. And really what made sense was to leave medicine where people were coming in one-on-ones and people require a framework, new knowledge, but support to implement that in their lives, which requires community and accountability. It all helps to make the profound results bigger and also to collapse time so that you get it sooner. And I just knew that the more people's lives that I helped facilitate change, get them tapped into their own heart, their own power, their own truth, so that they transform their lives, that I then provide a huge amount of value to them and open the channels to more abundance and wealth in my own life. I desired more. And so, the truth be told, for about 6 to 12 months, I completely tried to suppress it and push it down and put aside that idea, because I had really, and it makes sense, I had tightly woven my identity to being a doctor. It's something that I had poured so much time, energy, money, effort, everything into for 15 years. And so it was a big deal to consider stepping away from that. It was a big deal to consider not having that as a security. Being a doctor there's a level of security. There's a level of freedom in terms of I can travel and work wherever I wanted to, and wealth, of course. But after receiving coaching from my business community, I finally took the leap. And come September 30th, I resigned as a doctor. This is 2019. And fortunately, just before this thing called COVID happened, again, following your bliss gives you the most profound results, unimaginable and unexpected results. So I resigned. Come September 30th, I've made this decision. All right, that's it. I'm leaving this chapter behind me and I'm going to step out and become a transformation coach for women. Let's do it. Let's go prove the impossible is possible and help women achieve the most extraordinary results. I invested in a mentor, a really amazing mentor, and it was an investment of around 80 to 90,000 for that year. And I was like, you know what? I'm all in. I'm going to truly embrace my dreams. And what I had seen as a doctor is that my patients who had got to that point where they were ready, truly ready for transformation, and they're engaged and they're showing up and they're doing the things, they achieved the most profound transformation. Not just their physical health that could be proven on biochemistry and blood test, but in the marriage and in the career, because everything is an extension of us, okay? And so, of course, when you truly transform yourself, everything in your life shifts. And so I wanted that for myself. So I followed, I walked my talk. I followed what I teach. I poured poured my time, my energy, my love, and money invested in myself for this next chapter. And I'd love to say that it was all peace, love, and mung beans from there, but the first month I enrolled no one. Come the second month, I enrolled one beautiful woman. The third month, I enrolled one beautiful woman. Come January of 2020, I enrolled two beautiful women. And there was a lot of angst, a lot of fear. Oh my God, what have I done? Oh my gosh, what if, scarcity, lack, contraction, dread. Oh my goodness. And I led myself through that. I tuned in and poured love into myself. I stayed connected on my dream. And come 2022, I had served more than 150 women. My revenue that year was 1.5 million. I had the most amazing team, and my clients. Oh my goodness, I'm so in love with my clients, with my community. Their results, like it was everything that I had been dreaming about as a doctor, that I had been sort of desiring in my own healing journey. As I told myself, I get to do this for myself to inspire other people to do the same. Keep going. And their results, like not just around their health, because at that time my focus was really more on helping women out of severe exhaustion and the depth of burnout and depression, really deep, difficult places, to helping them to really wake up to their truth, their power, and bring them back into, tap themselves into themselves so that their lives are forever changed. And it was extraordinary. It was honestly such a happy, wonderful time of my life. But I couldn't ignore another inkling of my heart. And this is, following our bliss, is that we have an ever expanding, blissful life. And so change is inevitable. For that 12 months of 2022, I had been receiving coaching from my mentor because I was noticing that I was feeling frustrated and resentful when it comes to taking sales calls. I didn't enjoy them. There was a component of like speaking to all these people who were so stuck in such a negative way. And it's like I didn't enjoy having to convince them to take care of themselves. And I certainly didn't like witnessing another person suffering and knowing that I could help them, but them not having the depth of self-belief. They weren't ready. They weren't at that stage of healing. There's different stages of healing, and it's not a judgment against them. It was just recognizing they weren't ready. And also recognizing that this didn't light my heart on fire. It felt draining. It felt depleting. And I didn't enjoy, so I tried to have a sales team, and I didn't enjoy leading a sales team. I love managing people. I love leading people. I love having a team, but I did not enjoy having a sales team. And so I took this feedback on. I lent into the coaching from my mentors and, did the healing work and worked with my spiritual teachers and just kind of prayed and did as much as I can. But I got to that point where I was like, it's time to leave. Now, that was 18 months ago. And I've been following my bliss and choosing to live life on my own terms, believing, and I know I get to have it any way I want. And it hasn't been peace, love, and mung beans again. There has been a lot of duality and contrast. For other people would look at me, especially from my previous business community, like, whoa, she really burned it down. Like she got a grenade, pulled the pin and threw it into her business. And there's been moments where I have contracted and like, what have I done? Oh my gosh, the regret and the fear and the wavering and wobbling because I'm investing in my business. I'm investing in my clients. I'm investing in my vision and future. And so there's been moments of like, oh my gosh, what have I done? But there have been moments of just trusting and leading myself with faith and embodying what I teach and seeing this as a piece of this extraordinary story of my life that is unfolding, where we get to truly have life on our own terms, pour love into ourselves so that we can navigate all the unexpected things, challenges and problems that we come up. It's inevitable. We will be faced with this as we choose to be extraordinary. And so in my becoming over the last 18 months, following my bliss and choosing to pour love into myself first, the Bliss Movement has emerged, and it is for big-hearted, ambitious women just like me. Like desiring to feel great, to enjoy this precious life, and to be the fun mum, and to pour love into your kids and to your relationship. I've been married to Nick now for many, many years. We've been together for 18 years. Jarvis and Remy, my two beautiful boys, like I love them, I cherish them, I adore the time that I'm with them. And also there's a part of me that wants to do big things in the world and to follow purpose and to have a very meaningful life, not just in those different roles of my life, in all aspects of my life. And so as I have been in this process of my own, how I support my clients and who I support and how I shape my offerings has changed to be in alignment with my heart's desire. Now, the biggest and most incredible thing, and this is a takeaway for you, is that it's been a process of actually disentangling. Like there's parts of me that has just been so stuck on the shoulds. It's like I've subscribed to this channel, this radio channel of these voices that say, this is the only way you can do it. The indoctrination from working from past mentors or past things that I've read or what have been told to me or what I've seen other women do. It's like I've had to unravel from all of that. It's a necessary process. And it's felt uncomfortable at times. I've had to come face to face with parts of me that get off on being the savior, being the rescuer, the doctor complex of like, I gotta save them all. I've got to a point where I realized that it's okay that I don't want to help everyone. Not everyone wants my help, nor can I really, as I've experienced, some people just aren't ready. And so if that's the case, why don't I just give myself permission to do what really lights my heart on fire, what lights my soul on fire, and just fuel myself, let my work, let my career, let my life be life-giving. And so with that, I've been in this process of going, it's okay for me to say no. I can walk away from focus just on health to actually now supporting big-hearted, ambitious women daring to be great, to do wonderful things for themselves, for their family, for the world, and to help them to wake up to what it means to pour love into yourself. Pouring love into yourself, some might just think, she's talking about self-care. And it's wonderful to book in a massage and get a facial, sweetheart. Go catch up with friends, have fun, honestly, dance. I'm all for self-care. But pouring love into yourself is more than that. It's this beautiful process of awareness of who we are, how we think and feel, where our essence is at, and who the true nature of who we are. It is this beautiful process of stepping into acknowledgement. I work, and myself, this has been my history, but I work with a lot of smart, intelligent, driven women, big thinkers, strong thinkers, highly intellectual, strong rational minds. But in this process, in this gift, there is also a process of disconnecting to the felt sense, our emotions, our emotionality, our emotional nature, and the gifts of the feminine, which is the essence, our signature tune, how we feel and how we be in life versus thinking and doing. And so acceptance, acknowledgement is where we go, where have I been living? Oh my gosh, I've been living from my mind, here, stuck in my head. Acknowledging that I am disconnected from how I feel, from my heart, from what I desire, from what I want, what's good for me. I've been so entwined, so entangled with the shoulds of meeting other people's expectations, seeking their approval over my own. We have emotional needs. And when I first discovered this, I was like, oh my gosh, how are we not given this as a child? I can see how I was in the wrong relationships and seeking my boss's approval and doing all the things for people, giving all my energy, being perfect, procrastinating, people pleasing, all because I didn't know that I had emotional needs, nor did I know how to actually give myself what it is that I desire and what I need the most. So acknowledgement is this process of realizing this disconnection and that there's more to us. And then there's this beautiful phase, which is I call loving the unlovable within us. There are parts of us that we have judged, criticized, condemned, dismissed, not forgiven. We've tried to compartmentalize it. This is the essence of what trauma is. We have this unresolved stress response. We try to make sense of it and we create a painful narrative. So we've got this energy with this narrative and it's stuck within us, and it's a part of us, our personal power, that's stuck in hypervigilance, that wants to protect us. It is what sabotages us, jeopardizes our health, happiness, and well-being. And it's not just trauma. You might call it the shadow. You might call it vasana, which is in the Vedas, the wound. It's these parts of us that we have disconnected from, the shame, the sense of, I don't want to feel that feeling. You know, if you ever want to tune into something, and your body and your mind doesn't know the difference between real and imagined. So if there's a memory that you have and you tune into it and you're like, oh, no, I don't want to feel that. It's still within you and it's still running the show on a level. It's distorting your experience of life. It is distorting what you wish to create. We believe if I think it, I'll create it. It's not that. Our essence is what is most important when it comes to what we create in our life. It's how we perceive the world, and it's also what helps to manifest and collapse the world, the quantum field around us. And so there's this process of getting to know who we are. What are my needs? How do I best meet myself? And how do I pour love into myself? Because this is a process of not just accepting, not just being kind to ourselves. It is a process of boldly loving ourselves back into whole. And so many women come to me who have tried all the things, because we are fix-it gals, we're solution-focused gals, where we feel discomfort, when we know that there's this inkling in my heart, or I feel frustrated, or I'm agitated, or I feel like, oh my God, I'm failing, and oh, I don't like how I feel. Like there's a stage of healing where we all of a sudden we get the desire to fix it. And we can then focus on extreme measures out there, like, oh, Dr. Fee said, walk away. And just make that decision and just do it. That's all good, as long as you've done the inner work. Otherwise, you can leave, you can shut down your business, you can go part-time, you can leave your partner, you can run away, you can escape to the country, you can do all these things. But you'll just find yourself the same old feeling and different story. I live in paradise here in New Mundi. It's beautiful. It's a regional town. It's so gorgeous. And so many people move here from the big smoke to slow down and have the simple life, but actually find themselves still in this pattern of busyness. Like, oh my gosh, I'm overwhelmed. Because that's a part of us. Unless we meet that, we just kind of bring that busyness or that angst or that overwhelm to another situation. It might be momentarily we feel that sense of relaxation, but as soon as we start getting back into the swing of life, our old life becomes our new life. Our new life becomes our old life. And we can then feel broken and feel like, oh my God, and giving up, and then we feel like we're powerless. And if that's been you, it's okay, because it's a part of the stages of healing. And what you get to decide to move forward to is realizing that therefore there's something within me that's in my control, that's my responsibility, that if I tune into and I meet that and I love that, like Dr. Fee says, you get to follow your bliss, you get to have it all, you get to have a life on your terms, the wealth, the health, the love that you desire. But you need to be willing to pour love into yourself and to come to know this part of you. And I'm pointing to my heart because it's within you. And it may be that strategy is necessary, having those conversations, making those big decisions, but how we go about it from a place of clarity and completeness and more whole because we've done the work. So what that means is if you can imagine, as I was saying to you, there's all these parts of us that's still stuck in shame and negativity and discordant energy, right? It's in you. It's what depletes us. It's what makes us sick. This is how I've ended up at this place, starting off as a doctor, because this is what creates disease. When we tune in, pour love into ourselves, it's this beautiful process of loving these unlovable bits of ourselves back into whole. And on the other side of that, we are lighter, freer, stronger. Everything that we're seeking is on the other side of that. It's how we tap more into our power, intuitive knowing, be led, follow our next level of bliss, evolve and expand. And so, we try all these measures out there and we realize we get to this point and we're like, oh, it's not working. It serves you because now you know that something else is required. And I'm going to invite you to lean in, to tune into you and to trust this process. This is what the Bliss Movement is all about. That everything in your life is an extension of you. So prioritize you. Take care of yourself in the most meaningful way. When you have a heart full, because you do this work, you love yourself deeply, you pour love into yourself, you go on this incredible transformative journey within you to embrace the shadow, the wound, the traumas, so that you feel more whole and complete, then everything in your life will transform. And this is on a physiological level, psychological, emotional level, on an energetic and spiritual level. It happens. It impacts us on a human level as well as on a metaphysical, spiritual level. And this is the beautiful, beautiful journey that I've been on. And I've helped thousands of people and hundreds of clients in my Bliss Sisterhood who have extraordinary results because they are waking up to their truth and their power. Healing isn't something that someone else can do for you. I have a framework. I support my clients to implement everything that I'm talking to you right now in this episode in their lives so that they can transform themselves, their life. They align to their bliss. They create life on their own terms. It's exciting. It's the most beautiful, empowering process. They do it for themselves. You are responsible for that for yourself too. And the beautiful thing is that there are paths forward. There is a path forward for you to do that. And it's always a choice. And what helps us to make a choice that is most aligned with our heart and what's good for you, good for me, good for all of us, is to surround yourself with community, with other people who are doing the same for them. And that's why I have the Bliss Sisterhood, because it is for big-hearted, ambitious, driven women who want great things for themselves, their health, wealth in their life, for their family, but to truly, be differently in the world and do great things for the world. And it's really recognizing that there's a process to how we do that. And when we surround ourselves with community, it supports us to not get caught in the mind, in the drama of life. It is it is so easy to just spiral into the human experience and to really get caught in the negativity that is so easy. And that's how we're wired. One of the most instrumental scientific facts that really helped me get the essence of this work and really fire myself up and be like, oh my God, I get to devote time, energy, money, and essence into myself, is recognizing that how we're wired. We have 60 to 80,000 thoughts a day, and 60 to 80% of them is negative, right? Holy smokes. Our tendency is to go against ourselves. Our tendency is to think the negative. And so I just look at that and be like, well, that's just the way it is. So therefore, what is required to help me to truly shine, to blaze, to follow my bliss, to create life on my own terms? And so that is what has supported me to take the leaps in my life. And that has supported the Bliss Movement to emerge. And this is where we, as big-hearted, ambitious women, say enough. We're enough to normalizing stress, enough to normalizing dismissing our needs, pushing our needs aside, enough to seeking external approval and striving for more, hoping that it will fill the void within here. Enough seeking success and having success on paper, but not knowing how the hell do I actually enjoy it? The Bliss Movement is permission giving. It is full of these permission slips for you to be like, you know what? I get to enjoy this precious life. And it starts by me pouring love into myself in the most meaningful way, where I can grow in self-acceptance, kindness, and love to truly meet these parts of myself. To get to know myself and honor myself in this process of following my bliss, because that is what is the bliss. It's the process. And in turn, we end up having the most extraordinary life that continues to grow and evolve, because that is our nature. We want more. We want more. And that's okay. We get to have the contentment and success and satisfaction that comes through truly knowing who we are and having deep trust in ourselves and universal love and surrendering to that. At the same time, opening up to more wealth of all forms in our life. And that is the Bliss Movement. I'm so happy you're here. In these episodes, I'm going to be sharing with you my own personal stories and struggles, the vulnerability, the mistakes I make, but also the lessons and the insights and the wisdom that comes through this beautiful journey of self-discovery and spirituality. I'm going to be, my desire is to blow your mind, to really introduce new concepts to you around spirituality and the metaphysical and esoteric things that just like, oh my gosh, like, I don't know, she's a bit woo, Dr. Fee. I'm all up for it. I'm here to expand your heart, to blow your heart up, make it so, get you so connected back to your heart, to love you, to love your life, and give yourself full permission to pour love into yourself, have that heart full, and in turn see the ripple in the world. There's nothing more that lights my heart on fire, that fills me with such joy. And I think it's because of the season of life that I'm in as a working mum. But my clients who are working mums and the transformation that they have, and just their stories of how it heals their children, how it supports their kids, how their kids get it, how their kids are shining and blazing. It's just everything. It's so, so beautiful. And this is the nature of this work, is that it is the ripple effect. And this is where I'm here to light your soul on fire, that the parts within me, the wisdom within me, tickle that within your soul. And what I mean by that is activate something within you, an appetite and a desire to live differently, be different, listen to the calling, follow intuition, and do that in your life, because it's what the world needs right now. We need to be defiant in the face of all the negativity out there, and we truly need to pour love into ourselves so that we can be more loving. And in that, it's not woo, it's not soft, it's powerful. There's strength. There's nothing that moves mountains more when it comes to conflict, discord, than compassion, tolerance, right? And so we get to be the change in the world. And I see this in my clients, in my community. They are on the vanguard of change. It is the ripple effect that is happening in their industries, in their world. And I'm so excited to be a part of their lives and to be a part of your life. So tune in each episode. I'll be, like I said, sharing stories, sharing inspiration, getting you lit up, helping you to take inspired action when it comes to your life and embracing wealth of all forms, everything that you're seeking. Thank you for being here. It has been so beautiful spending this time with you. If you found today's episode inspiring or helpful, please subscribe, give us a good review, and share the love. I invite you to be a part of the Bliss Movement. Join our Bliss Sisterhood or apply to join my Expanding Bliss program. The links are in my bio, and I cannot wait to be doing live with you soon. Stay tuned for the next episode, where I'll be sharing more training, stories, strategies, and solutions to guide you towards your bliss.